In part 2 of the Road to the Hollywoodbets July, we told you that we'd be speaking to Michael Roberts and Justin Snaith. But since Justin Snaith has got 5 representatives in this year's race, it took up a good full 10 minutes, and we were unable to bring you Michael Roberts' interview, which we now do. And of course, he was the 11-time South African champion jockey and champion jockey of Great Britain, the only living jockey ever to have achieved that mantle from South Africa. He has set to win a very, very imposing son of twice over. Of course, the same sire as Do It Again, out of a mare who is a daughter of Sweet Virginia. So there's an incredibly close relationship between these two horses. And we're going to find out from Michael how he acquired See It Again, the journey along the way, and how he's enjoying this moment of training the favourite for South Africa's most famous thoroughbred horse race. Here is Michael Roberts.
I'm blessed to have a horse of this calibre. I've waited a long time for a proper Group 1 horse. I've had quite a few Group 2 winners and listed class and that. People forget that twice over, to me, in my mind, with my experience and knowledge of English racing, is probably the best performed horse that's ever come to South Africa, in my time. And, I believe if Frankel wasn't there, he would have stayed in England as a stallion. Henry Cecil, in my eyes, I rode a lot of winners for him. I rode for the man. He was a champion trainer, champion man, and very genuine person. When he spoke, everybody stood up and listened to him. And my experience with him was, he meant every word.
Okay, just very briefly touching on See It Again. From the time that you put a saddle on his back, did he seem like he knew what was expected of him?
The first time I gave him a little bit of work, I could see there was something there. And actually, jockey riding for me at the time was Serena Moodley, and he said to me, this horse feels like, different to the others. And I always remembered that. And then we stepped him up, and as you know, I don't push my horses, I don't believe in it. And, I said to Nick, I think we've got a nice horse here. So he got beat. Unfortunately, we ran him at Scottsville from the outside. On a day, no horses won on the outside. It was probably my fault. I should have rather gone for a better draw up the straight. And the next time out, where he should have won, he reared in the stalls. They took him out and to see if he was okay, and they put him in. And Rachel, unfortunately, never had a foot in the iron, and they pulled the gates. And people don't realise that. She came out with 1 foot out and 1 foot in, and she was trying to hang on and trying to get her feet back in the irons. And he just got touch off. He flew at the end, and so that was his second run. Then we ran him then I took him to Gravel for a 14, which obviously, slowly stepping him up. We always knew he wanted to trip. I mean, it's no secret. And, he won very impressively. And then I went for the Model Man, and I said to Nick, he'll win. I believe he's good enough. He took on a Group 1 filly there. And he duly won, and I said to him, please, I want to take him for the Cape Derby. And, he said, keep your feet on the ground. I said, no, I think you've got a proper horse here. And that's a little build-up to him, for him going to the Cape and standing here today.
Now Charles Dickens gets sent into overdrive. The response is instant as Charles Dickens cruises up to them on the outside. Down the inside, without question, is trying to stay with them. Up the outside, See It Again is running an absolute cracker. It's Charles Dickens. See It Again is absolutely flying, and See It Again got there. See It Again beat Charles Dickens without question, and then came at my command.
Yeah, well, you obviously knew that you had the measure of Charles Dickens after having won the Derby, but the Daily News, he just made the race his own. He just stamped his authority on that race.
The Daily News, I was confident. I mean, really speaking. I mean, I thought he'd win because he came on so much for from the Guineas. And, duly obliged.
Dave the King made all the running thus far. Street Art the first one to come forward. Down the middle without question, Cousin Casey. See It Again on the right-hand side. Pierce Stradham still hands and heels. Yes, See It Again starting to come forward. Dave the King. Cousin Casey's running a race to the inside. See It Again is coming at Dave the King the last 100. And he's doing as he is bred. He has the call. See It Again, Dave the King, without question. And then came Cousin Casey, showcasing his well-being. See It Again, Michael Roberts for Nick Johnson and the Drakenstein stud. Pierre Stradham with another magical performance from both horse and rider.
Michael, no jockey has ever won more championships than yourself. No jockey has ever won a British championship, and no jockey has ever ridden more winners than Pierce Stratum. It is just the most phenomenal combination that is teamed up.
Yes, I'm in a sense lucky because to get Pierre, and like you say, experiences in anything you do in life. I believe experience counts a lot. And he's got it, and he's calm. He's won the July on 4 occasions, and I'm very chuffed. And I like the way Pierre rides. It's funny when you've been a jockey, you train your horses like the way you used to ride. And I've worked with great people here in South Africa. Probably the best trainers: Fred Rickaby, Herman Brown, Brian Cherry, Ricky Maingard, and overseas too. I rode for Sir Michael Stout. I rode for Sir Henry Cecil. I rode for Kumania. So. I've had experience with all of them, the way they train their horses and that. But as a jockey, you start training your horses, and you like your horses ridden the way you used to ride. And I used to love riding from behind.
Does it mean anything to you that See It Again is number 7, and that your crowning glory Super Quality was also number 7?
Very surreal, to be honest with you, because these number 7s are popping up all over me all the time. To go back, shame, Mr. Johnson's Nick's father, his favourite number was always 7. When we ran to Cape Town, the same thing happened. He was 7. Now he's 7. Everything is 7. And I won some very big races with number 7. So who knows?